Hello YouTube, how's everyone doing? It's Professional here. Welcome back to my playthrough of Ace Attorney Investigations. Let's continue where we left off right here. The Kidnap Turnabout. And if you guys are enjoying the series, do drop a like, it does help the series out a lot. Looks like we got the boot again. With land safe, the focus of the investigation will shift solely onto the murder. You mean the infighting between the kidnappers? Yes, and also the identity of the remaining kidnapper. Miles, my boy.
Tell me it's true. Tell me that you really found my boy.
Yes, Mr. Romano, we found him earlier in the stadium. Then, my little Lance is unhurt. He's not exactly a picture of perfect health, but his life is not in danger. He's being questioned right now by Agent Lang. Poor Lance. It must have been so horrible for him. Locked up like a... Lance Amano.
Miles, my boy, I can't thank you enough.
It was nothing.
I'm still in shock over what happened to Oliver. But I have to say, I'm relieved that Lance is alright. Oh, that's right. I mustn't forget to pass this on to Lance as soon as the police are finished with him.
A letter. Letter.
Ah, the way Lance is being chased after by women reminds me of someone I know. I almost can't believe he received yet another love letter, you know? Here, take a look for yourself.
Isn't this a breach of confidentiality? My dear Lance Amano, may I come see you again? It's a very simple love letter. Your beloved Viola. Viola! Lauren is... Yeah, Lauren is his girlfriend, so who's this Viola woman? Oh, hey, let me see. That's really weird. It's from a loan company, Tender Lender. Looks more like a collection bill to me. Letter for Lance Amano. The sender's a Tender Lender loan company. Lance Amano. He loves me. He loves me not. He loves me. He loves me not. Oh, that's the 12th one. No, you can't give up, Lauren. Just one more try. What's with the diamond ring? Excuse me, but I can't help but feel a bit sorry for all the flowers you've gone through. I suppose if they were me, then... I believe you said that you were Lance's girlfriend when we first met, correct? Yes, I am, but... Oh, it's not like we both think of each other as lovers. But he did give me this ring, so I guess we're just not friends either. I mean, because this isn't just any ordinary ring. It tastes so sweet when you lick it. Ah, it's so wonderful. Oh, it's candy. You mean to tell me that he gave you a lollipop ring? So which is it? Have you guys not decided if you're going out, or is it just one-sided? Decided? Shouldn't the parties involved naturally just know? My father used to work for Mr. Amano. And so Lance and I grew up together. I said it out loud. I don't see how that's anything to be embarrassed about. So your father was an employee of the Amano group. What did he do? I heard his job was to fly around the world. On Pegasus. Pegasus? Oh, Pegasus was the name of the airplane. The airplane belonged to the company. You had me there for a second. But now, it's all changed. My father, he isn't around anymore. Oh, I see. About 10 years ago, he rode in Pegasus off to somewhere and never returned. Riding Pegasus to whereabouts unknown. Sounds like the stuff legends are made of. It's been so long. I don't think I'd recognize him if we ever meet again. I'm so sorry, Lauren. But I won't give in to the sadness. I have to live. Yes, Lauren, live. About the case. About this incident. Incident? But isn't the kidnapping already over and dealt with? I've been here the whole time, so I'm afraid I don't know much about any other incident. How did you come to know that Lance had been kidnapped? Oh, that's because of my woman's intuition. No. You based everything on that? I know everything when it comes to my Lance. It's really strange. It really must be destiny. She started, fantasizing again. So what are you going to do now, Mr. Edgeworth? That's kind of weird that she knew about the kid. How did she know about the kidnapping? We already established that there's a good chance the killer is the other kidnapper. It's my duty to figure out who the other person is. I believe there is one location that might hold a clue or two. The kidnapper's hideout or the isolation room, what's that? The crime scene, no, it's no, it's not the crime scene, it's the kidnapper's hideout or the isolation room. Kidnapper's hideout. The obvious location is the kidnapper's hideout. But we're still not allowed in, remember? Agent Lang and his men should be done with this area. In that case, there is no harm in asking that officer over there to let us in. Oh. Oh, this is the Easter egg that you guys wanted me to look at. I see now. They say that couples who cross this bridge together will find happiness. Or so the Gatewater Land pamphlet says. But you think that they'd already be happy because they were able to come together. Logistics aside, I wonder who came up with this tale and when. This bridge doesn't look old enough to be the stuff of legends. Well, some things are better left uninvestigated, don't you think? Ignorance is a bliss. That right there, that's Phoenix, Maya, and Pearl, I can tell right there. The main character, that's Phoenix Wright from Apollo Justice right there, and also the original Ace Attorney trilogy. Phoenix is the main character in the Ace Attorney games. A lot of characters in the Ace Attorney games, but he's arguably the main character. So this is the Easter egg. This is what you guys told me about. It's at the main gate. I was wondering what's at the main gate. Who's this? This man looks suspiciously like a precinct. Look at that lovely smile on the Blue Badger's face. Ah, it's looking at me. Make it stop! It's scary! It's alright, dear. You wanna know something? I was the one who created the Blue Badger. See, look at his eyes. Don't they look just like Daddy's? It's scary! It's scary because they do look like yours, Daddy! Well, that was rather depressing. I think I better leave the two of them alone. Blue Badger's Daddy, for having met the creator of the Blue Badger in front of the gate. Wait, okay. And I also had the trophy for, finding Phoenix. Okay, so I guess that was, which Easter egg were you guys talking about? I guess it was the one to meet, you know, Phoenix. Why is there a Blue Badger here, too? Are you definitely allergic to him or something? It's not that, it's more the half smile on his face. It's really unsettling. She's disturbed by the half smile. I'm more disturbed by his movements, and I would manage to obstruct an investigation. About this Blue Badger right here, this Blue Badger is another Easter egg. So there's 3 Easter eggs. The Blue Badger's creator, Phoenix, Maya, and Pearl, and also this Badger here. This Badger is actually from the 5th case, the case where Emma Sky's sister was actually accused of murder, and the original police chief, he was actually the killer in the first Ace Attorney game, the 5th case. This Blue Badger was a huge part of that case, this statue, and I can tell it's the one because the head is broken off and taped. It's that one specifically from it. But that was actually my favorite case in the first game. That was my favorite, that's probably one of my favorite Ace Attorney case, was the 5th case in the first game. What do you have to report? Sir, nothing unusual or out of the ordinary, sir. Where have I heard such redundancy before? Is it possible for you to let us take a look around inside? Sir, roger, sir. That was surprisingly hassle-free. Are you certain? Didn't Agent Lang order you not to allow me in? Sir, that's true, sir, but... Detective Gumshoe asked me personally to let you in, sir. And I couldn't refuse a request from him. Wow, it looks like Detective Gumshoe is a following. Furthermore, I was asked to give this document to you, sir. What is this? The man in this picture isn't Mr. Oliver Deacon. Colin Devoray. That's his real name. So Oliver Deacon was a fake name. Whereabouts unknown after his escape from Penn E. Dent Prison. Stole a guard from a gun during his escape. But the name here says Colin Devoray. That's the same name as the one on the back of the pendant. It appears that Colin Devoray was his real name. What's this? He was convicted in a case 10 years ago and sent to prison. 10 years ago. This is not a coincidence. Remember what, Lara said earlier? She said that her father went missing 10 years ago. What? Then what was he doing here? Apparently he broke out of a jail and then just vanished. He must have become Oliver Deacon to cover up the fact that he was an escaped felon. This is probably Lara's father. She's probably lying. Details Oliver Deacon's real name and history. Now I'm not sure what's going on anymore. Whereabouts unknown after his escape. From Penny. Now, 123 pounds. Wow. Wow, I'm bigger than him. We thought he might head for where his, wife and sole daughter are. But despite our surveillance, he has yet to show up. Wife and sole daughter. Yeah, I'm fully convinced at this point he is Lara's father. He is definitely Lara's father. Is there some sort of link between the victim's past and this current case? These police documents are rather detailed. I should take the time to give them a thorough read eventually. It's fine. Let's focus on one thing at a time, starting with the kidnapper's hideout. Yeah, I agree. We should investigate first, think later. More than thinking things through, I think you should try remembering things first. Now then, if you could please unlock the door, officer. It was locked up until a little while ago, but since then the door's been wide open, sir. I'm not sure I follow what it is you're saying. Care to explain in a bit more detail? Sir, the door was locked down tight when they went to check out the room. So they got about 10 officers to help out and break the door down, sir. I see. I guess that means I get Agent Lang's leftovers. Well, let's see what we find. Kidnapper's hideout. So this is where the kidnappers planned their foul deed. And I can see there's 3 chairs already. 3 kidnappers. While you were tied up for a while in the room next door, hee. Okay, please, must you bring it up again? Now then, down to business. There might still be some clues left in this room. Let's try to find out what we can of the other kidnapper's identity. Kidnapper's hideout, begin investigation. Okay, let's do it. This must be where they dispose of old and worn-out costumes. That's so sad. It would seem that they, throw the costumes away in pieces. In the hideout, there is a trash bin for old and useless costumes. Oh, they have barrels like these just outside. Yes, and? Well, I know I already asked you when we were out there, but if these were real, what would you put in them? There's an expectant gleam in her eyes that I'm about to dash. Hey, there's a trapdoor in this room, too. It's not a trapdoor, it's an entrance to an underground passage, okay? I know that. The door leading to the outside world was locked. So Lance must have escaped his prison through here. This door is thoroughly broken thanks to the police who forced it open. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. The panel that hid the entrance to the underground is propped up and wide open. Be careful where you step, Kay. I only fell into that, opening once, you know. The doorknob handle thingy is looking pretty, beat up. I suppose that's what happened when 10 officers break their way in with brute force. Hey, that's odd. The lock on this is completely fine. Look, not a single dent, yeah. But how is that possible after what that officer told us? Yeah, if the lock had been in use when the door was busted down, then the lock itself should be completely wrecked. So the lock on the door leading to the outside is undamaged. How can that be? The door had to be forced open, yet the lock is intact. Why was it not locked? That's strange. Why would they force the door open if it wasn't locked? But if it was locked, why would the lock not be broken? Something's not right here. Looks like a sword, a broken sword. Strange. Why would it be broken like that? No, that sword right there. I can already tell that. That's the thing that Edgeworth got knocked out with. The person that was wearing the Badger costume that hit Edgeworth, that's what they were using. Right there, that. I remember that. Swords don't usually break on their own. That's true. Alright then, let's think about it in this way. Maybe it broke when someone was trying to use it or on something. Hypotheticals aren't going to get us anywhere. Perhaps we should think more on this later. Broken mirror. What's with this? Watch out, Mr. Edgeworth. It's a broken mirror. It's probably came from the haunted house. Why is this here? Are they planning to repair it? Unused folding chairs lean against the wall in their folded state. Wow, whoever lined these up did it perfectly. They're not even a single hair off. I feel bad using these because it'd be like stealing the perfection away. I suspect it's more like you wouldn't want to be the one to put them away. A sign advertising the photo rally, something I have absolutely no interest in. Yeah, but I do, and I'm going to get my hands on the rest of the Badger family. You'll see. She definitely brings a decisively different atmosphere to criminal investigations. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. 3 coffee cups, 3 chairs. Folding chairs, and by the looks of it, they were probably used by the kidnappers. There are 3 chairs set around the table. 3 of them were set up. It's very likely the kidnappers sat in these, yeah. Three coffee cups. Cheap styrofoam cups. Looks like only 3 cups were used. They were on top of the table. The coffee looks like it was poured today. A key. I wonder what this key is to. You got me. It reminds me of the key we found in the other room. That's it. This must be the key for one of those trapdoors. That wasn't a trapdoor. You only call it one because you quite literally jumped into it. Hey, but isn't that what you're supposed to do when you see one? I'm not having this conversation with you. A poster of Gatewater Land is stuck on this wall. In Interview, fun, prestige, Gatewater Land has it all, and is waiting for you. It's not especially catchy, is it? Beyond this door is where the kidnappers held you after getting the jump on you. Must you keep reminding me. But it's the room where I got to see your awesome face. You didn't need to remind me of that mortifying moment either. Okay. Let's figure this out. 3 of them were set up. It's very likely kidnappers sat in these. 3 cups. They were on top of the table. The coffee looks like it was poured today. Yeah. Killer sat here. Kidnappers sat here. This is late. Yup. The common denominator between the cups and the folding chairs is a number 3. Speaking of which, the number of missing costumes is also 3. Wait, but I thought there were only 2 kidnappers. Indeed, something isn't adding up, literally. It is possible that there is a 3rd kidnapper that Lance didn't see. Yeah, so the kid, but isn't there supposed to be 3 kidnappers? Because of the fact that one of them was, one of the kidnappers, Oliver Deacon, or Colin Devoray, is dead. And then there's also, he saw a man and a woman. Unless the man was Colin also, but... The door had to be forced open, yet the lock is intact. Why was it not locked? Found next to the door, broken clearly in half. Wonder. Found lying next to the door, broken clearly in half. The door had to be forced open, yet the lock is intact. Was it not locked? They wore that costume when they attacked Edgeworth with a broken sword. It's a bit strange that the police had to force their way into an unlocked room, yeah. One look at the pristine door lock and anyone can see that it was not in use at the time. But the policeman outside said that it took 10 men to get it open. A door that was locked tight despite it being not locked at all. It can only be because of this. The sword! Now I get it. Yeah, I get it. I get what happened now. The sword was blocking the door. It was put in. That's what it was. It wasn't that the door was locked with a key. It was locked with the sword. And when they busted through the door, it shattered the sword. Oh, you mean... Yes. It was used to jam the door. Yup. Here, take a look at the door handle. Yeah. You see how the handle is completely destroyed. So that's how the sword broke. Was used to jam, the handle to the hideout's door. I thought that we might uncover the true identity of the kidnappers. But instead, we've only uncovered more questions that need to be answered. Ah! What is it? Well, well. Mr. Edgeworth, am I correct? Proto B? What are you doing suddenly popping out of the secret entrance like that? Oh, what the? This is an underground passage used by staff members, sir. Proto B. Proto Badger. We Badgers also make use of it in our duties. Look, why don't you get out of there first and then we'll talk, okay? I beg your pardon, miss. That's the Blue Badger theme that's playing right now, by the way. And that music has also really creeped me out, because there was in the first Ace Attorney game, in the 5th case, there was a murder, and that music was actually playing during a video in that case, and that's why that music always creeps me out. Proto Badger, get. Alright, only one more to go. What are you getting all excited about? Did you forget? The photo rally, duh. See, look, now all I have to do is get a picture of the Bad Badger and I'm done. Yes, I vaguely recall a contest or something of that sort. What? It's gone, but where did it go? What happened? What's wrong? A Bad Badger costume is missing, sir. Oh? Is that all? Well, it's missing because the kidnapper stole it. I heard about how they were stolen, but they said that only 3 of the costumes had been taken. What? Is he saying that more than 3 of them are gone? Mr. Proto Badger, please tell me a little more about these costumes you use. Man, he's so creepy in that costume. I don't even know who that is. What did you mean by a Bad Badger costume is missing? Why, just what I said, sir. We are one Bad Badger sort. Counting the spares, we only have 2 of each costume on hand at all times. Okay, so because one of them is walking around in the park, the other should be in that room. Actually, both of them should be in that room. Huh? What do you mean? Normally, we don't use the Bad Badger costumes. In fact, we only use them during a certain event, at a set time each day. It's the stage show where the Bad Badger wreaks havoc around the park, and the other Badgers must work together to apprehend him, sir. I'm speechless that such a show exists. Well, sir, I was just trying to explain to you that the only time we use that costume, then doesn't that make it, near impossible to take a picture of the Bad Badger? Personally, I can't believe that it's this, close to showtime and there's no costumes. Oh dear, what am I to do, sir? All this basically means that the kidnapper stole 4 costumes in total. Then are you saying that there are 4 kidnappers? No, I don't think that's very likely. Oh? Recall the costumes for a minute. One of the costumes is used to hide the body. The stolen ones, you mean? What proves that a 4th kidnapper does not exist? Oh, this one here, because it's Wendy Oldbags. Yeah. Wendy Oldbag was dressed as, the Pink Badger.
Take that!
If you had 4 people and you had wanted to steal a 4th costume, wouldn't you naturally go for the full set and steal a Pink Badger costume instead? Yeah, that makes sense. And yet the kidnappers decided to steal another Bad Badger. I believe the culprits needed 2 Bad Badger costumes, and the question is why? 4th costume stolen costume by the 3-person kidnapping group. Where's the other costume? Unaccounted for. A 4th stolen costume by the 3-person kidnapping group. Where's the other costume? In the hideout, there's a trash bin for old and useless costumes. Put it together. The second, Bad Badger costume, I believe it may be closer at hand than we think. What do you mean? That costume is in the trash. When you say that it's wearing some very, telltale pants? Hey, you're right. Let's get it out of there and take a look. It's probably gonna have blood in it. As I suspected, it's a bad badger costume. Well, minus the head. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. What's this? Ooh, look, its hand is hurt. It looks more like something was ripped off of it. I wonder why this bad badger costume's right hand is torn up like that. Maybe it's a flesh wound from a fight with the blue badger. I always knew the blue badger was one ferocious beast. I somehow doubt that even real badgers are as bloodthirsty as that K. There are 3 folding chairs over on this side. I can't say they were arranged nearly as nicely as their siblings to the right. You think so? I think they're just fine, like a bunch of used chairs ought to be. I'm beginning to think you must keep a most chaotic room. Hey, don't slander and me all in one shot. I'm pretty sure it's this hole here, but... Is this spot somehow connected to any evidence I hold? The victim's costume. This is a clear contradiction of the facts, huh? What are you talking about? Are you going to fill me in or not? No. Well, maybe it's not quite so clear. Even so, it's still a contradiction, right? Or it might not be. You're acting really weird, Mr. Edgeworth. Just tell me if it's a contradiction or not. My apologies. There is definitely something off about this costume. If only I could envision the truth in my head, I'd be one step closer to it. What's wrong with the costume? There's a hole? I wonder why this bad badger's costume's right hand is torn up like that. Maybe it's a flesh wound from a fight with the blue badger. I always knew the blue badger was one ferocious beast. I somehow doubt that even real badgers are as bloodthirsty as that K. Bad badger's head. Eureka! This is a clear contradiction. No, it's not. Something was ripped off of it. A vile criminal with a gun. The gun? A vile criminal with a gun. I think it's this. A vile criminal with a gun, this. I believe what we have here is an inconsistency. Yeah. Between what? Look carefully. Our costume is not holding something in its right hand that it should be. Oh, the gun. Precisely. The Bad Badger was designed to always hold a gun in his right hand. However, you there, did you remove the gun from this Bad Badger's right hand? No, I did not, sir. The gun is supposed to be securely attached to the costume. As I thought, the rip itself confirms my hypothesis that the gun was forcibly removed. Mr. Proto-Badger, the gun is of course not a functioning weapon, correct? Absolutely not, sir. Just a model gun. However, it can fire blanks. We need to use them for the stage show. It seems there are kidnappers also the need for the model gun, my dear costumed friend. What was ripped from the Bad Badger costume is capable of firing blanks. I think we're about done with this room. So what's next? Well, we found a few answers. But there are still a few things left that we have to ask a certain person about. Let's go, Kate. March 13, 3:34 p.m. Wild Wild West area. Mr. Edgeworth, sir! You gotta hurry, sir, come on! What is it, detective? They found a blue badger costume down in front of the main gate, sir. What? Isn't that what one of the kidnappers is wearing? Bingo! That's why I've gotta come to the main gate with me right now. If we hurry, we might still be able to get there before Wolf Boy does, sir. Alright, let's make the haste to the main gate. Oh, and that's it right there? Well, that was a really short part. I guess on the next part we'll solve this. So, yeah, I thought that was gonna be, I thought that was gonna be a long, that's one of the shortest parts there. But I guess this will wrap it up here, guys. So some of my parts can be a bit longer, some of them can be a bit shorter, and I guess I ended always on the to be continued, so I always end each part in to be continued. So I guess we'll wrap it up here, and I guess the next part will be finally solving the case. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care, everyone. Have a wonderful day, guys.